Hello. Hi again, everyone. It's again a book review time. Again, I pick up a very rare book. It's not rare, actually. It's a local author, written by local author. This book published on year 2013. And as you can see the cover, it looks very, very, very indie kind of cover. Yeah, it's a backdrop of a modern skyscraper with a Petrosaurus on it. So I'm just very curious since this book cover looks very indie, and I'm pretty surprised that it is actually a fantasy sci-fi. It's a fantasy sci-fi fiction with dragons in it. So Rider is a story by Joyce Chng. I hope I pronounced her surname correctly. Even though I'm within the culture, it doesn't mean that I'm always correct. So this book is a bit interesting. Yeah, it's a bit interesting. Uh, it's about a futuristic story. It has a world building which is pretty similar to Dune, where people live in a new planet which is covered by deserts and sand is everywhere. Uh, it pretty rem- it pretty much reminds me of Dune, and the story it's kind of similar to How to Train a Dragon. Yeah, How to Train a Dragon. So yeah, the protagonist she somehow became amputated, so that is and she kind of met the dragon and trained the dragon to be her partner, her so-called partner in the story. So it's kind of very much similar to How to Train Your Dragon. So okay, first thing first, this is a YS story, fantasy, sci-fi, and yeah, a lot of things I want to talk about this book because this book is surprisingly, I will give it a 4 star because it's very smooth reading and the story is pretty interesting. I mean, yeah, it's cliche, it's very similar to How to Train Your Dragon, but it's an interesting read. And of course, I couldn't give it a 5 star because there are something that is not really great about this story because this story is not complete. This book is very thin and yeah, normally for fantasy or sci-fi of such kind of world building, you need to spend more time and more words to describe the world and the story and the background of the story to the audience. But unfortunately, this book doesn't do well in the world building. Yeah, I kind of expect that the world reads like Dune. Yeah, the story reads like How to Train Your Dragon, but I hope to have more originality. Even though there are something original within this book, it is some kind of lacking. I would need more elaboration on the world building in order to um, have a feeling on the story. You see, so this story is about Li Fang. Li Fang, yeah, she's a girl and she's a what breeder? Oh, not breeder. No, she's a soil, some farmer kind of character. Sorry, I just read this book today on the same day. I just read it once, so a lot of plot is not so memorable. Not so memorable. Yeah, she's kind of farmer character, and she have a sister. The story begin with she and her sister. Her sister is a rider, so her sister rides a dragon, some some sort of dragon. In this book, they call it. They call it what? What is the creature name? Quets. Yeah, they call it quets. They call the dragons quets. It's kind of creature that is similar to dragon, but it belongs to a new planet which is not Earth. Yeah, So her sister Lizzie, yeah, Lizzie is her sister, and Li Fang, she's a character who have a dream to become a rider herself, even though her destiny, I mean, she was destined to become a rider, even though she's destined to become a rider. She dreamed to become a rider, but she kind of like arranged by her elders, her parents, and everybody that she kind of have this talent of planting things. That's why they arrange her to become a, what is the occupation name called? I forgot. I didn't make any notes because I don't want my reading to be feel like doing homework. That's why I read leisurely. Agri-seer. Yeah, agri. Agriculture's agri-seer. So her parents kind of arranged her to become an agri-seer since she have this talent of planting things. So Li Fang kind of like some kind of rebellious character. I mean, internalized rebellious character who, okay, I agree with I okay, I'll follow whatever arranged to me, and I'll just do whatever arranged to me, but I will still want to become a rider instead. So she met her dragon, her quets. That's the creature mentioned in this story. So she met her dragon. I'll just call it dragon anyway. She met her dragon and she named her dragon as Meng. Meng is a dream. It means dream. So he is her dream. So which is a wild dragon. So there is a special mention about the world building. In this world. There are two species of dragons. One of them are tame, and another one which is going wild and cannot be tamed. So Meng happens to be the one that cannot be tamed. So the story goes into the story goes into like more like a Harry Potter kind of situation where Li Fang have to enter an academy and be trained as an agri-seer, but she's still um trying to become a rider. She actually secretly have this. She kept her relationship with Meng, her dragon, and soon later on, she was found out by the corp, which is the corporation that govern the riders, that she actually ride a wild dragon. So the story goes like, yeah, it's kind of cliche. And then later on, she have an accident, and then she broke her, I think she broke her spine. Yeah. And then she got a machine attached. Because this story is a sci-fi story, so she have a machine attached on her spine, so that she can move. Yeah. Now it sounds more like How to Train Your Dragon. So the whole story is kind of like mixing of culture, of existing culture. For example, Li Fang and Li Si, they sounds like the local Chinese, and then there are some names that it sounds like Muslim names, and there are also other names which is more like Mexican names appeared in the story. So it's a mixing of cultures in a futuristic sci-fi world. And yeah, that is something that might be a bit off-putting for some readers who prefer a um, fully, I mean, more like a neutral kind of approach to a futuristic or fantasy stories. But for a Singaporean author, I mean, it's something that they will do for this kind of story. Yeah, of course, in their imagination, in the future world, the world is like one whole piece of planet where every culture mixed together. So this is the story about Rider, and I kind of don't like the ending very well because I feel like it's a cliffhanger. There is the ending wasn't so good. I mean, it's like hanging there. Um, of course, after that, I found out that this book is supposed to be a trilogy. Unfortunately, I really dislike such kind of strategy. When you write a book, I would expect that just finish the whole story, because especially this book is so thin and very little words. That's why I feel like, oh, you should have crammed everything in single book so that we will know the whole story. Yeah. So this book, reads like some kind of pulp fiction or some kind of like light reading, YA fantasy, sci-fi. I mean, if you like this kind of YA fantasy, sci-fi, fan work, or How to Train Your Dragon, or some dragon fanatics, then this book might be a little bit cliche. A lot of things in this book is like overplayed. A lot of story, a lot of plot is like, you can get it from How to Train Your Dragon. But I will still give it a 4 star because it's a smooth read, and I appreciate the fantasy world, the sci-fi world that the author is trying to build. And if this cover is well made, I guess I will be able to carry itself. But one thing I need to complain is the editing and I mean, editing for sure. You don't need a content on a fiction. You don't actually need a table of content for a fiction book because it's meaningless. You see, some of them are duplications. Like for example, dancing and dancing one. What does it mean? It doesn't make any sense. Like a table of content for a fiction book for me is like meaningless. And I have read so many books, so many fiction books. This is the rare rarely I mean, this is the rare chances that I see a table of contents on fiction books. And of course, one thing that I must complain is the cover. Okay, this cover, oh my god, this is supposed to be a YA fantasy sci-fi fiction. YA fantasy sci-fi. What I expect for a cover of an YA fantasy sci-fi will be something very cartoonish, something very some characters on it. Okay, a dragon and a main character in the cover with a 2D coloring, something like that. Very anime, very manga, very cartoon kind of illustration. But this illustration gives me a feel that this book is something contemporary, adult, and something that is not fantasy. Something that is not fantasy. Of course, the dragon is there, but I kind of feel the urge that I want to redraw a cover for this one. I mean, I'm not going to redraw anything. I'm just trying to design something to make this cover work. Let me share my screen. Just want to be as authentic as possible when I do my review. I never prepare anything. I want to just speak whatever I want to speak. And I never expect anything from YouTube channel. First of all, I never expect anything from this YouTube channel. Yeah, that is my approach. I never want to get popular or whatever. Okay, so bear with me and thank you for watching. I'm doing my art right now, so um I'm trying to I'm trying to redesign the cover for them. I mean, just a concept art. I'm Yeah, just a concept art will do. Yeah, I start a new canvas. Let's color the thing. Okay, first, the the first time when I read this book, the thing that comes into my mind is, let me brought this up so that yeah, the first thing that came into my mind is, okay, I have a dragon. Yeah, I have a dragon. Why is this? Hmm. I have a dragon and I have my character. And my character is kind of like, my character is kind of like sci-fi. I imagine her to be a steampunk character. Let's design it that way that I draw a dragon. Oops. Let's design it that way that I draw a dragon. So this dragon is going to be a Petrosaurus. A Petrosaurus will have something like a bird's beak, but the dragon, his name is Meng. He's a bit different, so I will draw him. Oops. Did I start with a layer? Oh shit. I start with a layer which is not a. Yep. Let me start a layer. Okay. So this dragon got a bird's beak and something on its head, and I kind of want this dragon to face the protagonist, which is Li Fang. So I'll pose the head down, something like that. Uh, yep. And then the head, I want it to bend down to face Li Fang. And okay, I will have my my dragon claws. My dragon will have claws. It looks like chicken wing. It looks like chicken wing. It's okay. We can always fix that. Yeah. The good thing about using this is that we can always fix our sketch. All right. And the dragon actually have a wings of leather, means that it's something like this. I think it's too big. Let's so that I will have a very big wings. So I have more space to draw the wing. Yeah. Yep. Great. Okay. So this is I'm going to draw a concept art because I won't do the full art because I might not have time for the full art. I hope I just able to complete a concept, and that's it. A dragon. And yep. So we have the dragon, the silhouette of the dragon. I hope it's not too funny. And of course the tail. Yeah. And then, of course, in the middle, probably the cover is something that will brought very close so that I will have Li Fang, our main character, in the middle. Yeah, I will have Li Fang in the middle. And Li Fang, how do I want to draw Li Fang? Yep, just a standard pose will do. Yeah, I want to draw Li Fang like a chibi anime character, and she's ugly seer. She got the identity as an ugly seer. Probably I'll draw her. No, I don't like. Okay, I'm still able to work it out. We design it like a steampunk because she's flying and riding, so she will have a pair of goggles, and of course, I imagine her as a shorter black hair because the book never mentioned clearly how long it was her hair, well, how long is her hair, but the book mentioned more about her sister than her. So I'll have her. Probably I want to pose her like she's seeing from the back because I want to show that her mecha, the 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 mecha of her setup, because she's amputated and she's kind of like, okay, have that cool stuff on her. Yeah, and the goggles. Yeah, probably if fiction, sometimes we never draw eyes of the character. It gives a mysterious feel. Probably that could be one of the strategy. But let's okay. What pose should I give her? Let's just give her a standard salute pose. Standard. Oops, I think I. And she will have this something on her spine, like she's carrying a backpack or something like that. That is a machine. Is a machine attached to her spine or something like that. I'm not so good at the sci-fi drawing. Yeah, but I think I can still add in some details, like something futuristic, something that will move, something like gears or something like that. I will add in the details later. This is the sketch first. And then she will have these shorts because she's a young girl. Yeah, I hope that. And then all the gears that she have. It's a it's a modern sci-fi. So, and her leg was a mechanical leg. So I'll give her a more cartoonish kind of feel. Hi. And she's a farmer kind of character, farming character. She might have some gears that is supporting her role as a farmer. So I will do something like this, but I think the dragon is too small. I need to small. Yeah, something like this. Uh, if that is the case, I want to make the wings more prominent. Oops. And the head is supposed to be facing the main character. Yeah. So it's something like this. Sometimes when sketching, I got too many lines, right? It won't show my idea, yeah, properly. So this will show the idea properly. And if I want to put the title, let's say this is a book cover design, I'll put the title somewhere here. It's very big, not like the small title. The title is too small, and I'll put a very big title and a very big author name. Yeah, this will be my cover redesign of the cover. So it will be somewhere here. I want to show the wings, and I want to show the main character. Yeah, somewhere here. And I want to show the dragon. Yeah, something like this. Yep. And I'll have writer here, and then author name Joyce. So yeah, I want to make the wing to be something that keep the character in the focus in the middle. Yeah, yep, that's it. That's my concept sketch. And yeah, I never study art, and I'm not an art student. I'm just a hobby for me to make something, um because this book cover looks very not not really something the story represent. That's why it kind of urged me to design a cover for this book. I mean, this story is not really bad. It's just cliched. Not really bad. It's just cliched, and a lot of things is just already there. Like How to Train a Dragon. This kind of story is already there. So yeah, that's the thing. It's not really bad. So the dragon Meng, the dragon Meng, it is a mahogany. I mean a deep red dragon, a deep red dragon. So you have a deep red dragon here. Oh, so deep red. I never follow the description of the story fully because some of the description is just so bizarre that it might not make sense in the color combinations. But deep red dragon looks cool. I think I can take it. Deep red dragon. But the beak is orange. The beak is orange. Oops. The beak is orange. And probably I'll give it an orange, fiery orange eyes. Yeah. I don't have to put eyes anyway. Oops. So I will have a red dragon. And the wing the wing color, according to the story, the wing color is kind of a strange combination. I think if I remember it correctly, the color did mention yellow, blue, or something like that, but I don't think it makes sense. So I'll just give it some pink kind of color. Again, it's not accurate according to the book description, but anyway, book cover is all about aesthetic. Art is all about aesthetic. You have to design something that pleasing to the eye with the color combination and everything. Of course, um, I'm just doing it all by my own instinct. I never learned about color theory, but I'll just based on instinct that I think this color combination works according to my own eyes, and that's it. It might not be something that makes sense because I don't like too many color combination because sometimes it will make me dizzy when I'm reading the color description of the dragon. Yeah, so that's the thing. Yeah, so that's the so I'll have some. Yep, the tail, and then I'll have my okay for Li Fang. I'll give it a brownish design since she's an agri seer. She's an agri seer means that she kind of like someone who works on farm, but she wanted to be a rider instead of a farmer. So I'll give her a goggle as a sign that she's a rider. And yeah, the goggle probably is a gray color thing. Yeah, because it's futuristic, so I'll give her something that is. And she might have a black hair. Ah, this thing keeps on. She have a black hair, and she's kind of like a Chinese ethnic. I mean, an Asian, and she's kind of fair compared to her sister Lizzie because she worked under the not under the sun, so she will have a fairer skin compared to her sister. Um, yeah, but her design will mainly be some metallic because she was amputated and she was amputated and was given a machine to attach on her body. So this thing will be a machine thing, something that is white or silver or something plasticky probably. And her costume are mainly brownish so that she will have that steampunk kind of feel. Steampunk kind of feel, and also um, some jeans blue. I hope to give her some modern feel because she's a farmer. Probably I give her a jeans. I hope this color combination works. And for the dragon, I'll give him something to attach on its body because it had become the Fang's right. So yeah, so I will have something to attach on its body to make it a seat for Li Fang. And yeah, To make it extra futuristic on that, I'll give it some gadgets on top of the dragon. Yeah, on top of the dragon. Some gadgets. So that, do I want to put a weapon or something like that? Yeah, sometimes weapon will give a very good futuristic feel to it, but I think that's good enough. Don't make it too complicated. Because sometimes the more complicated the design is, the more difficult it will go with the story. So here's my design for the story. I think this cover is more suitable than uh, the existing cover. I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. But let me see if I wanted to continue and finish this sketch or not. Normally, I will start a sketch and then color it, fill in the color design, and then I will stare at this sketch for a very, very long time. If I want to add something, I'll add something. If I want to improve something, I have a new idea or something like that, I will just fill in the design. I mean, I don't need to have a complete illustration just to have an idea. I mean, this silhouette, this is called, I guess this is what they call silhouette. Is it already enough to guide my imagination? How am I going to make this artwork? Yeah, I want to make Meng very, very fierce as a dragon. Yeah, so Meng will have fiery tail or something like that. Yeah, and then he will have this phoenix-like feature. It's not so phoenix, but it's still very pterodactyl kind of feature. Yeah. So that's how I do my art. I mean, I don't need to use any AI to make things happen. I mean, why do we need AI anyway? It's a concept. Yep. So that's the concept design that I have. All right. So what do you think? And then I'll have Rider. What kind of color should I have for the title? So what kind of color? Um, something bright. Yeah, something very futuristic. I'll have something very futuristic like this color. And then I'll have this design to be metallic, very metallic kind of title. And then I will have something shiny, shiny in the middle, like a very shiny one. Yep. And then the author name, also something very shiny. Okay, Joyce Chng. Something like that. Yeah. I think this cover will be more appealing for YA readers. I hope so. I think just personal thoughts. You see, I might be wrong. I might be wrong, but just personal thoughts. I might want something metallic attached on the dragon so that it will look super futuristic. Yeah, like a Mars or something like that. Oh, yes, cool. Yeah, cool. And of course, when it is sci-fi, it is sci-fi, the best thing is to have something really cool, really, really cool. Yes. All right. I think that's all for my live streaming today. Anyway, thank you for watching. I have to go off right now. I think that's my concept design. So the concept sketch had done is done. Thank you. Bye bye. How do I stop? Okay, stop sharing and stream.